Hey, welcome to Tuesday's show. I'm Ultra David.
And I'm James Chen. And I am obviously incapable of making this stuff work, so... man. So wait, everyone says it's a blank screen. Look, please, look. Okay, if everyone can see, please just be serious, no trolling.
I'm just gonna pump this volume.
I am obviously incapable of making okay, there you go.
That was the perfect time to check. All right, great.
Cool.
So check it out. Check out our new addition to the backdrop.
Yeah, they can't really see it here, unfortunately. It's very dark. It's see-through, so we're going to have to figure out a different way to do this. But
yeah.
Ta-da! There it is, and I am going to show you a close-up of it.
Oh, no. Oh, I couldn't get out of the way. All right.
There you go. Evo, presented to UltraChen. The Canon Award 2015. Says, in appreciation for outstanding contributions to the fighting game community, in particular with the amazing streaming skills that we possess here. So, like, literally what I just did now to get it to stream was no different than what we got to stream.
There you go.
Literally what we did to get it to stream was no different than what we just did. I did it, the program said it was streaming, we were talking.
We were talking.
Nobody said anything on the chat, and I was like, something's wrong. Dude, I don't know. Like, seriously, literally, I do the same thing every week, and something different breaks on me. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all, so...
I don't know. I know I've been streaming from this guy lately. Oh, no. Yeah, shout outs to this guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. And you're getting yourself a new PC to stream from as well.
I am.
Okay.
I just pulled the trigger on that this morning. Mm-hmm. I'll be getting, so I had a laptop that recently died, and that laptop had been around for about 5 years, and it was built for business, but I had been using it for gaming anyway because that's all I had.
Right.
But now that I have to get something new anyway, I figured why not just build a desktop, and I got this little guy as my basically laptop replacement.
Right, yeah, of course.
So yeah, it's going to be reasonable. It's not astronomical, but I feel like with a lot of people's help, it ended up being pretty good.
Cool. I'm just trying to figure out what the best way to do this backdrop here is, because you still can't really see it.
Yeah, I think that's probably
you can't really see it either way, so maybe we should just stick it on the desk in front of us.
Bam!
Like this.
I still feel like it's not really that visible.
Yeah,
because it's white on white.
Yeah, you can't see the
I was saying this before, but this is perfectly emblematic of our technical skill in general. Here we have a Canon Award for this show, more or less, and commentary.
Right.
And backed up with the exact amount of technical skill that we usually have, which is nothing.
Exactly, so...
Perfect.
Well...
So, what are we going to talk about today? We'll talk about Street Fighter V Beta. We'll talk about Rising Thunder, which is currently out in alpha form if you have the codes. We'll talk about upcoming events. We'll talk about other game news. We will talk about hashtag InkSports, hashtag Splatoon.
That's right. Yep.
Hashtag Squid Sports.
Used to be Uniel, now we're squeezing in Splatoon however we can. So
that's right.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, white text on a white table. We're the greatest. Exactly. Street Fighter V Beta. It came out of sorts.
Yes. And
sort of.
What was your experience with that?
Well, my experience with that was a short one and a frustrating one.
Okay.
It was full of playing World of Warcraft and other games, meanwhile having a little button and pressing A on it a lot or X on it a lot, whatever it is for that system. And sometimes I would be adventurous and try to tackle the any button by playing something like the face button or maybe R3 or maybe an L2 now and then.
It does say any button.
They worked. Yeah, Those buttons all worked.
So you tested that part out. Okay, good stuff.
So here was the thing, right? It came out and it just had bad servers. I think that's it. Maybe they didn't expect the amount of people that ended up wanting to play or what. I really am not sure what the issue is. I hope that we find out someday. But what ended up happening was that as a result of whatever server issues, etc., very few people could log in the first place. If you logged in, a lot of people, you were sent to training mode. And then what was supposed to happen is that every now and then somebody would get matched up with you while you're in training mode. You would go play an online match against them. For me, I got in precisely 3 times into the actual game.
Right.
Past the hit any button screen, which is what we're talking about in order to get into that. Once I was in there, I played against 0 humans.
So all 3 sessions, you never played against a single person?
Correct. Over about an hour-ish, maybe a little bit longer, hour and a half of gameplay time, which means that I got a bunch of training mode time in with the game, but at some point with training mode that does not have a recordable dummy, you really need to just play against people to find out if your ideas have any merit at all.
Yeah, for sure.
I couldn't find out, which was really annoying. It was a crappy experience, and obviously once everybody was having the problems, and they tried to fix it over the course of a couple of days, make the servers better or have more capacity or whatever it was, and it just seemed like it wasn't working.
Yeah,
it just wasn't working, and so eventually they just said, you know what, okay, the beta's down for now. We'll let you know whenever we've improved the infrastructure enough to run the beta again, essentially. So it's postponed.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I see it kind of as a minor success for them, to be honest with you. Because imagine if this happened on the day the game was released.
Oh, pandemonium.
Right? It would have been ridiculous. It would have been the biggest blow up. This was literally a beta. The hard thing is that, so there was a lot of debate on Twitter and on streams, a lot of people saying screw Capcom for making us pay for this beta because you had to pre-order and they couldn't even get it out. It wasn't successful, blah, blah, blah. I mean, the biggest problem, let's be frank here, is that every game company these days releases demos and calls them betas. Right? So everyone now expects that a beta is just like some playable thing, right? This was literally, by the definition of beta, a beta, which is, we don't know if this works. We're putting this out there to see if it works.
Right.
And guess what? They found out it didn't work.
Which is valuable info.
Right, which is beautiful info, frankly. And so now they're going to be able to adjust. They're going to try to figure it out. And, they even tried to extend the beta. I'm sure they're going to probably do another beta once they figure things out. So I don't see a problem with it. And another thing, too, is that if it was a free beta, you don't know what kind of people you're getting in there. So if you limit it, because you got to limit it somehow, right? You can't make it just anybody gets in. If you limit it to only the people who pre-ordered the game, then you know at least the people who are testing it are the people who are going to be serious about playing your game. If I'm Joe Schmo and I go and play in a match online and I know nothing about fighting games, I'm just in the Street Fighter V beta hype, dude, they don't know if it's laggy. They have no idea if it's laggy. They don't know what it's supposed to play like, right? So the fact that you have to pre-order to get in there, I think was a fair way to pick people to be in the beta. So I did manage to play one match online.
One match?
One match. Like right the first time I got in. Right when I got in, I picked Ryu just to mess around. No, I picked Charlie. I picked Nash right away. And I was like, let me mess with him. Challenger. I was like, oh, damn, I got to go play this, right? I played the match. And it felt fine.
Did it really?
It felt really good. I had no lag problems.
Okay, now when you say you had no lag problems, was it like a Street Fighter 4 match, or was it like a Killer Instinct match?
It felt like a Killer Instinct match. It actually felt pretty good. I didn't notice any discernible lag. I was getting my link combos and such.
Interesting.
And I was getting what I wanted. But then after that, I never played a match.
How much longer did you play for?
So I played for like another 30 minutes or so, and then I got in a second time and was able to play training mode for like another 30 minutes or so. So I might have played a little over an hour. But I was actually happy about that because I didn't want to play the online matches. I wanted to play the training mode.
Yeah, that's what I thought too until I could only play training mode. I wanted to play training mode for a while and then test stuff out.
Right.
But I couldn't do that. So that's what was annoying to me. I heard from most people who got a chance to play that it seemed like it was pretty good on the lag.
Right.
It didn't seem like it was laggy.
Yeah, I heard some people say that, because the thing is they're using rollback code, right? Yeah. So the nice thing about it is no matter how bad the lag is, you won't necessarily feel lag. You'll just see really heavy rollbacks.
Right.
So I didn't see any rollbacks on my part, so it looked fine to me. So I've heard some people said it looked a little choppy. But again, it's a beta. they on the schedule they are having 2 more betas. Like the next one was supposed to be the PC beta, the next one was supposed to be the both beta, but somehow I feel like their schedule is gonna alter a little bit.
Yeah, they already said that they're going to just postpone this beta. It's not like they're canceling it; they're just putting it off into the future, and that they'll have some compensation in some sort of way. And they couldn't really get into what the details are. They said that they're still working out what that could be, but they were sensitive to people thinking that they sort of got screwed on paying for the game, pre-ordering the game, with the expectation that they'd be able to play the beta.
Right.
Because that's why that's why I pre-ordered the game, right? I was planning not to, and then I just did it in like a fit of, what I now regret, sort of.
Well, did you pre-order it on Amazon or something like that?
I did.
You could just cancel it. I know.
know.
That's what a lot of people did.
I know.
That's what a lot of people did.
So I wonder if they just didn't have a good expectation of how many people pre-ordered. I wonder if they expected that there were fewer people who pre-ordered than actually did. Because a lot of people pre-ordered at the last second or the last minute. I did, and I talked with other people on Twitter who also did. So it's not like you can plan for that. And I don't really know what kind of info they have about pre-orders in general. I'm not sure what the reporting process is there. So I just wonder if they had an idea that, some people are going to play, not that many,
Because, the other thing, too, is that
did.
The codes were handled by the place that you pre-ordered them from.
Right.
So the Capcom wasn't even the one handing those out. So
exactly.
Maybe they don't know. Maybe they actually got surprised.
That's what I wonder.
So
yeah.
Yeah, but I had a good time playing in the training mode. I messed basically only with Nash, Cammy, and Bison. Those are the only 3 characters I messed with. I didn't get a chance to do anything with anybody else.
I just played with Bison and Ryu. I didn't have a chance. I wanted to do some stuff with Birdie, but I never got around to it because I just couldn't get back in. I found some cool stuff with Bison that again I couldn't test, but cool tricks were in V-Trigger, sort of option selecting a dash to be his forward dash is invincible in V-Trigger while it's invisible. And so I found some cool setup where hey, if the opponent does a back roll after my hard knockdown, I'm going to option select a dash and I'll be invincibly on them. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't even work. I don't know. But I thought it was cool to test, and it was cool to have some time to just sort of fiddle around with the character's options and find cool combos and he seemed like mostly the same character from E3. I would say he does less damage.
Yeah. Oh, really? He felt like he did less damage?
Yeah, the combo that everybody found, which is, more or less V-trigger, scissors into EX, stomp. Ball into EX up flame into stomp, right?
Right.
Which did, I think 518. I believe it did 518 damage. At E3, I remember Vesper Arcade saying that combo did 75% damage.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
It didn't do that anymore, but it was still very damaging, and it was fun. He seems like a very fun character, very interesting character.
Yeah, I have a funny feeling he's not going to stay the way he is, though, because that V-Trigger stuff I feel like is a little too good.
Super good.
Super good, yeah. But, I don't know, we'll see. That's the thing for me, is that when I'm sitting here playing the beta, what the character specifics weren't as interesting to me as me just trying to figure out the system and how the game felt and how it flowed. So I was just testing a bunch of little mechanical things and stuff, testing damage scaling and stuff like that.
Yeah, I tried to look at that.
A lot of people noted that it wasn't 100, 180, 70, 60 like it was in Street Fighter 4. Now it's 190, 80, 70. So the damage scaling is a little bit, very slightly bigger.
It seemed like there was minimum scaling for some things as well.
Yeah. So, I had a good time messing around with some of those characters. Like I said, Bison seemed really good. Nash just seems fun. He's just... I don't know. He's the most active character. You know what I mean? So it feels like you're doing the most with him. So I have a funny feeling he's going to be a really popular character early on, just for that reason. So because I see a lot of people, I saw Ricky Ortiz even tweet Nash feels like the most fun to me right now. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I looked into Ryu a lot. I feel like he's a really fun character. I almost never say that about Ryu. The only other Ryu I've ever liked playing was Third Strike Ryu, Denjin Ryu, to be specific. Because of Denjin, in large part, I just like the way that super works. It puts people into a bad situation, and that's fun. But even on top of that, I liked his movement and his mix-ups and just I thought he looked cool.
Right.
And I feel like SF5 Ryu was very much like that. Like,
Yeah.
he looks cooler again. Denjin is there again, and there are crazy setups with it again. I'm really looking forward to that.
I mean, did you find any like good setups where you could lock them down and like make them really have to deal with a unblockable EX fireball or something like that?
I think so, but you know,
right.
It's hard to test. You know, the game has multiple wake up timings, so it's probably going to be like in Third Strike where you just have to guess about that stuff.
Right.
So,
I forget,
which is fine.
because you know how Denjin, when you charge it up, you can just sit there and hold it for a while and then let go, right?
Yeah.
When you charge up the EX fireball to get the unchargeable fireball, when it charges up all the way, can you keep holding it?
Ooh, I don't remember.
Or does it just go, you know what I mean? Because I was wondering then if you see them roll back, you can let go early and get the unblockable, or hold on to it longer.
Maybe, I just honestly don't remember.
Okay, cool.
If anybody in chat knows, let me know.
I mean, one of the cool things about it, though, honestly, was I just really like the fact that Ken right now, like you said, Ryu looks fun, right?
Yeah.
Ken is really fun too, from what I played at Evo.
Okay.
For a completely different reason.
Yeah.
So I actually just really like the fact that Ryu and Ken, even though they're both Shotos, feel like completely different characters right now. Ryu looks like he's still going to be very much fundamentals, footsie kind of based, and Ken just looks like he's going to go crazy and just run at you all day. So I don't know. I thought that's kind of neat how they managed to get that differentiation between them. So.
100% agree with you. Yeah, I felt like that's always a problem for me with Ryu and Ken, and SF4 has so many Shotos, something like 7 or 8 Shotos, depending on how you define it, something like that, which is crazy. So I'm really hoping that they don't do that again, and it looks like they're not going to, at least with the 2 main ones. They're different enough, at least that's how they seem right now, that it shouldn't be sort of the same gameplay. And even in 4, in CVS2, and whatever, Third Strike, obviously, they have been different characters, but there are some times when I feel like they're less different than they could be.
Right.
So I'm happy to see that it looks like they're more different again.
Yeah. So, I mean, did you have any extra thoughts on like Ryu or Bison or anything like that?
I feel like they and Birdie seem like the best characters.
Yeah.
That's how it seems
even
to me.
Ryu, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you think Ryu is...
I feel like he just has really good footsies, and his fireballs are strong.
Okay.
Parry is unique enough, and Denjin setups will be fun.
I saw a lot of really cool combos from Aliu. He was actually doing something where you can basically do low strong link uppercut.
Right, I saw that.
And that actually I found out was super good for hit confirm purposes. So there was heights where if you dive kick, you can combo into low strong, but now I can see whether I got the combo right, because if it's too high, it'll miss, right? So it won't combo. So I can do dive kick, low strong, uppercut if I see it hit, and on block I don't do it. So that was actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because her uppercut goes so far forward. Remember how it had no horizontal range in Street Fighter 4?
Yeah.
It's like completely the opposite now. It's like
Right.
Sagat Tiger uppercut status. She like leans forward and kicks this way. So
that's cool.
There's no reason to end her combos in drill, like except for maybe setup. You can actually combo everything into the roundhouse uppercut. It like never not hits, and so it's actually her best combo ender special move as opposed to the drill.
Like it hits people crouching on the floor.
Yeah, it blows people. I mean, I mean, like literally, if someone jumps at you and you uppercut, a lot of times you'll just miss them because she goes so far. So you have to use the other 2 buttons so she goes further up. That's really kind of interesting.
I'm glad to see a change.
Yeah, I'm curious right now. She just seems like she's gonna be like the kind of character that just needs to get you scared by getting in your face. And unfortunately, because throws are such high damage, high stun in this game, I feel like that's going to work out for her. Because basically, she doesn't have a lot of good mix-ups. So she's a lot like Street Fighter 4, right? Where she doesn't have an overhead. She doesn't have any safe chip moves. So it's going to be interesting to see how she plays. I think if people start getting used to her, she might need a little bit more to help opening people up. But we'll see how it goes. So
yeah, I feel like in general, just the frame trap seems super strong in Street Fighter 5 because throws are real.
Right.
Throws are significant, and damage seems like it's significant, and your hit confirms are with medium buttons rather than jabs or shorts, so you end up doing more damage on frame trap. So I feel like just the frame trap game, and the fact that you can walk back out of grab, at grab range, and crouch tech is not there. Right. So I feel like just if you have a legit frame trap, I feel like you're good in mix-ups.
Right.
That's how it looks to me.
I mean, the interesting thing about it was that Javits was actually talking about this on Twitter. He was actually saying that a lot of people talking about how much bigger the damage is in Street Fighter V is a little overdone.
Right.
Like, he did similar combos in both games, and it was like basically the same amount of damage, right, but slightly different. And when people were talking about on Twitter, the conclusion that I came up to is that Street Fighter IV just was so friendly to light attacks.
Yeah.
Every combo started from crouching short, pretty much. And so your two 100% damage moves were always light attacks. Yeah. So you didn't get anything off of that. So now you have to, you have to commit yourself to the heavier buttons, and that's why the damage seems a lot higher. Mm-hmm. And I just think the stun is higher in general.
The stun definitely is higher. Yeah. No doubt about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it seemed fun. I wish I had more time to look into the other characters. I would like to look into Nash and Charlie and Cammy, not because I want to play them, but just to sort of understand.
To know them.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I had barely touched Bison, right? Because you had started researching him, so I was like, all right, I'll let David research him. I'll go start messing with some of these other characters. And so when I finally got to mess with Bison, I was like, ooh, these are some kind of neat things that are going on with him. And yeah, I mean, he seems super good now.
Yeah, he seems really good.
Seems really good. So.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know what? Again, dude, everything's going to change.
Everything I bet has changed, like in that period of time, or even that build that we had. I'm sure is way out of date now.
Like, so I'll just admit this much. I talked to Peter at Evo, and I was like, what did you think of my change suggestions? Because I sent him some suggestions and stuff like that.
Like after E3?
Yeah, like after E3. And he was like, oh, I took a look at those, right? And I was like, because one thing I tried to do was, this thing I thought was a little too good. He was like, that's gone already.
So it has been changed.
Yeah, so things have been changed already. Yeah. So yeah, but I can't say what it is, but
that makes sense.
So things have already been altered a little bit, so we'll see how that goes.
As long as the fun, interesting stuff stays, then I'll be good with it.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, what I don't want to happen is to see something like what happened a few times in Street Fighter IV, where they would balance by nerfing rather than by addition. It was more like by subtraction than addition.
Yeah.
I really hope that they've learned from that, because that, I felt, did make some stuff a little stale.
Right.
A little less interesting than it could have been.
Right.
That's all. I'm totally happy to have it balanced, obviously, but just that's how I want it to be done.
I mean, because mainly, if you look at it, Vanilla had the high damage.
Yeah.
And so to make things less powerful, they lowered the damage. And every time something was too powerful, one of their solutions was by lowering the damage.
Exactly.
So throughout all 5 versions of it, by the time we got to Ultra, everything just felt like it did way less damage. Like, I still have dreams of Cammy uppercut, FADC uppercut doing 300 damage,
I remember.
I'm so sad that was gone, but it was way too good.
I don't know.
It was way good. It was way good.
It was good, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, let's put it this way. With all the stuff that we would have figured out had we kept playing Vanilla, having uppercut, FADC uppercut, drain 300 would have been way too much. Once we started figuring out all the Cammy craziness, so in Vanilla, so.
Yeah. Now I didn't see. Oh, I didn't play it, and I didn't try Chun.
I didn't touch her either.
I've heard people are a little bit worried about her not being that great, but I've also seen some tweets from people who think that she does have a higher skill ceiling.
Okay.
That with so little time that we couldn't really see how it was going to end up.
Right.
When I looked at other people playing her at E3, she just seemed like Chun-Li.
Yeah.
Here's Chun-Li. She plays exactly how you think that Chun-Li is going to play.
Right.
So, I don't know. I always think that character's boring. I feel like she's the most consistently uninteresting character for me personally.
Right.
And I feel like this game is no different. But if people like how she turns out, cool. More power to you.
The only time I've really mained Chun-Li was in Alpha 1, and that's because she sucked in that game. And she was interesting for that reason, because she was bad in that game. I think she was worse than Birdie in that game. Like, she was really bad in Alpha 1.
Dang. Well, she ended up being okay in the next one. So.
Which is why I ironically dropped her.
Yeah.
Because I was like... Because custom combo was low forward, lightning kick, up kick, and then you lost like 50% of your life. And I was like, this is the stupidest thing ever, so I dropped her. Yeah, That's the way I was. I was doing my low tier hero status for sure.
Indeed.
But
yeah, even Broly Legs is saying that she needs more flair.
Yeah, because that's the thing is like when her V trigger's activated, I feel like that's when she gets super interesting. I just don't know what I would have to experiment with it to see what you can do with it, see what kind of cool stuff you could do with it.
It just seems like extra pressure and block damage, and I don't know.
Right.
Bigger combos.
Someone actually at CEO who played it, like when we were in Wawa. Someone, I forgot his name because he told me, like, tell Combo Fiend about this because I really hope he changes this or whatever like that. Like, her Fireball's a charge move. Like, I honestly think we just need to do away with that. Chun-Li just needs to have an instant Fireball like Third Strike. He says that Far Fierce is this punch.
Okay.
Good punch. Back Fierce is this punch.
Right.
So when he's charged for a Fireball, he has no access to this punch because you can't let go of back. So if you fake a Fireball and someone jumps, you can't punch him with this button.
That's toward Fierce?
Yeah. No, that's neutral or towards Fierce. So basically, he wants to punch someone out of the air and then throw a Fireball or something like that. And I think it's a total legitimate gripe. So I think Chun-Li needs to... I mean, it is pseudo Guile-like because Guile doesn't have access to his back fist unless he lets go of the Sonic.
Well, I was going to say, if she has some other button that could serve that purpose, then that's fine. True. But if not, then that might be an issue.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I just think Chun-Li should just have an instant Fireball anyway. Because she had it in Third Strike and it wasn't that bad, right? So, but then,
Fireballs in Third Strike
were... Right, because Parry's just murdered Fireballs, So.
I don't even know how good her Fireball was. Without Parry, would it have been a zoning tool? I have no idea. Nobody knows.
Yeah, no. Like, what's the frame data on Chun-Li's Fireball? Whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, I see it when people are confirming into Super.
That's exactly. Oh, man.
Okay. Well, hopefully they figure out whatever the deal was with the servers and come back with a better beta. And... hopefully it's not just going to be North America. I felt bad for people in other parts of the world who didn't get to try it, because certainly they're fiending to play it just as much as we are. And, I guess Capcom wanted it to be limited just because that would be easier to test on.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think when it opened up, it wasn't supposed to be limited to North America, right? Or was it open to North America and Asia, but still not Europe?
I thought it was North America, but I could be wrong about that.
Because when they first went down and came back up during the beta, they said we're only opening it back up to North America.
Okay.
So to lighten the load.
Okay.
So I don't know if that meant that Asia and Europe was cut off, or maybe Europe just was blue balled the whole entire time.
Okay.
So I'm not sure exactly how it goes. So, but yeah, Infiltration was definitely playing it in Korea at one point in time.
And Europe had the beta at first as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go.
Well, you know what? Hopefully they fixed everything, and now nobody is playing. So hopefully they'll figure it out soon and let us know.
Yeah. Again, I still stand by what I said. I'm not doing this because I'm a Capcom fanboy or whatever, but just as a person who knows about software and how everything goes wrong all the time. Even trying to stream, everything goes wrong all the time. I think it was good that they found these problems now instead of when the game came out. So
of course.
I don't see it as a failed beta. It did exactly what a beta is supposed to do.
Yeah, so. No, I totally agree with that. Yeah, I'm not mad at Capcom. Mm-hmm. Not at all. I think it's silly to be mad about how the beta went.
Right.
Unfortunate may be a better term.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
It would have been nice if it had gone better.
Mm-hmm.
So that we could all play it, have a good little time.
Right.
Maybe have been more valuable as far as the actual online lag gameplay sort of thing goes on, because I don't know how much data they got about that.
Right.
Really. It
yeah, that's the biggest problem right there.
I feel like they probably got more data about just the servers are ass.
Right.
But beyond that, maybe not so much. So, but they're still going to do betas, like I said, they just said that they're going to postpone this.
Right.
It's not canceled, so we'll have the same amount of time playing as we otherwise would have.
Right.
It'll just be later than we thought it would be.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Okay.
Anything else to say about Street Fighter V?
Bison's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Dude, check out this setup, right? So, if you're at Stand Fierce range, maybe a little bit closer than Stand Fierce range, you press Stand Fierce and you cancel into V trigger, and then you dash, and depending on just a few pixels, you'll either end up in front or behind.
Ooh. Okay.
Yes, yes. And if somebody tries to mash Dragon Punch during that time, it'll go right through you because you're invincible.
I wonder if like the throws will autocorrect or anything like that. So.
You mean like just if you get to the other side and then you throw? It definitely does work like that.
Okay. Yeah. So no, I'm just wondering, can you throw Bison regardless of which side he ends up on?
Oh, like some Blanca hop shenanigan.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Yeah. No. Oh, by the way, I thought I saw you mention that you did stand fierce into up flames with Bison.
Yeah.
I couldn't get that to work.
Really?
It's really hard to do because the fierce takes so long to come out. I lost my charge by the time I could do up flame.
Oh, I don't know. I just did the old Guile trick. It wasn't anything
I guess I needed
unusual.
Okay. Yeah, I tried it and I was like, I would always run out of charge before I could get it. So maybe I just need to do it faster or something.
Or slower. I don't know.
Or slower. Okay. I only tried like 4 times.
Okay.
And then I was like,
it took me a half dozen tries.
Oh, really?
To figure it out. And then once I did, it was pretty
cool.
Pretty legit.
Okay.
So. Well, I guess that's it for SF5.
Sure. Do you want to take a break and come back, or do you want to just jump right into the next topic? What do you want to do?
Yeah, let's take a little break.
Okay. All right. Be right back, guys. And go this way. Yeah, here we go. Okay. I can do this, I swear.